Okay, here we're going to roll. We're going to do a few little riffs, and then we're going to what? We're going to, let me turn this viewfinder around, and then we're going to talk a little bit. So, who's coming there now? Hey, Luke.
Hey guys.
There he is. How are you getting on, buddy?
Good, you?
Listen, do you want a beer?
No, I'm good. I got my.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't give him beer.
Dennis?
Yeah. Hey, Luke, how's it going, buddy?
Good, good.
We can't give you a beer because you know what happened last time you had a beer. You had a beer and it went to your head and you ended up in the fish pond. Thought it was a whirlpool.
Looking up for little trouts.
Yeah, he was out there sitting in the fish pond. The trout coming up. Yeah.
That was all of us.
He said, "Man, can you turn up the heat in this place?" What do you want? Do you want a Mexican beer or a Budweiser?
I'll try a Budweiser, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I'll get strangled
I'm
here.
gonna try that out.
From our Marshall fridge.
That's a nice fridge you got.
Oh yeah, it's good amp, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'll tell you the reason why I bought that, because I don't play that well. And I find after drinking enough of these, I sound really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing.
yeah. We try to encourage the crowd to drink when we're playing gigs, you know.
Eh?
Yeah.
Around 11, 12 o'clock we start to sound real good.
I should say. Now, we're all able to be seen, I think. You see, I can see Dennis. Dennis is the guy with the blue on, by the way. So,
I'm real bright, eh? I got the bright sweater on.
what are you playing here?
Well, playing a custom guitar that my brother made.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, pretty cool, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And good guitar?
Oh yeah, wicked guitar.
I hope so, because he charged me for it.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
He's a hard case then.
A suitcase.
Yeah.
Yeah, play us something.
Yeah.
We thought we'd do something different for our viewers, because the unique part about this video is everybody knows Luke.
Yeah.
Everybody knows, I'm probably the least known
Yeah,
out
that's
of the
true.
three,
Yeah.
right? You know, I mean, I'm to the point now where I go to the mall and everybody say, "Paul, how's Luke doing?" Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And they comment on a video. Your son hasn't put up a video lately, so I guess what, I'm the mediator for the two of you fellas,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Maybe I
yeah.
could be your agent instead, just step away from the camera for a while, be the sound guy, you
You don't
know?
have to look over that contract.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, I tell you, ever since the wedding, we shot the wedding video for us. Ever since that, man, the honey-do list, you should see it.
Oh, I should say, eh?
Yeah, and if we get a
that's
taller fridge, we're running out of space.
I got the first request. Is that play?
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah, wicked. You had to bring that up, didn't you? Huh? You're a pelt. He knows I don't like Zeppelin, see?
I don't know, he talks so much about Loverboy. I
He's a
think-
Loverboy guy.
He heard it yesterday.
Yeah?
Loverboy.
Yeah, several
inside,
times in
Yeah.
his truck. His truck is honed in on the Loverboy.
I was working putting seat warmers in his truck,
Yeah.
and the big console there, I hauled up the console. There was Loverboy 8-tracks. 8-tracks. There was Loverboy cassettes, there was Loverboy 45s, and there was Loverboy CDs, DVDs,
Lip balm.
and yeah. And then there was lyrics. He had printed lyrics so he
Yeah.
can sing along while he's driving. He's doing selfies, and then he posts them on Facebook. I don't like Loverboy.
What is it? People protest too much.
Yeah, that's right.
It's in a fan club.
Yeah.
Go to my house, see all this Loverboy
Well,
stuff.
I got a buddy of mine. He'd shoot me if I mentioned his name on camera. But Dad met him. He's a very good friend of mine. Does sound for the band. And
Oh
whatnot.
yeah, great fella.
And
Great guy.
yeah, he came up to me there. We were doing some work out at mother-in-law's place, and he came up to me and he said, "Shorty," he said, "I got some bad news, man." He's like, "I caught it." I'm like, "What? What'd you catch, man?" I thought you should go see a doctor or something. Anyway, he says, "I caught it. You should go see the doctor."
Yeah.
He's like, "I got the beaver fever." The beaver fever.
No.
Justin, what's his
Yeah.
name there?
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, the little fella they were doing
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, "I got the fever, man."
No.
He said there was a song on the radio about your mama don't like me and she likes everyone or something he was saying to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got it. So yeah, just be lucky they don't play that on there. You'd have that.
No,
fever
I know
on
what
the
song it is, unfortunately. It's actually not.
Anyway, people might find it strange that I'm having a beer.
True, I've never seen you have one,
No,
sorry.
but I only have a beer for one reason.
Yeah,
When my boys come
yeah,
over.
yeah.
And like you, who have done the same thing as him, I figure when a man is good enough to fight for his country, he's good enough to sit down and have a beer with.
Cool.
And that's the reason.
Mhm.
Because that was all stopped for you when you came here.
Yeah.
So, that's it. That's my belief. So, when he goes, no more beer?
No.
Well, unless we sneak in, or you know, but I won't tape it, so nobody will ever know if I did it or not.
Well, we got the iPad, so to FaceTime it, then you can have all the beer you want.
That's right. FaceTime. See?
Yeah.
Hey, that's why he's a sergeant, right?
Right.
Hey, that's why he gets paid the big bucks.
Oh yeah, you know, then the wife won't be bugging me with drinking alone or anything.
That's right. Yeah, well, Candy will say, well, where were you two? I was out having beer. You're drinking by yourself? No, Dennis was a FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, great time.
Haven't had the shop open in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Beer down there, right? Yeah, haven't washed.
Yeah.
Ride a Harley now.
Yeah, that's right. No, I don't get that drunk.
Jeez.
So let's give it a listen and
Yeah.
see if we can strum something out here.
I'm gonna see if I can tickle something out of it, I guess.
Now, in the meantime, we're trying this mic here. It's a Sennheiser mic, so
Oh, okay.
you know, if people complain about the odds, because we're kind of experimenting here. If I left the boom mic on the machine there, on the camera,
Yeah.
I was afraid that it wouldn't pick up the sound good on the guitar, or if it might not pick up Luke good. So it's here central, so it should be able to pick us all up good.
Yeah, me and the boys have been recording some stuff, and like we got all the best recording equipment. And you put the microphone up to the amp, and
Yeah.
you never know. Like
No.
you can come back sure, and the cat or one of the boys will trip over the mic, and then your sound's all different.
Yeah,
It's,
it's hit and miss.
yeah, it moves just a millimeter or
Yeah.
something, and throws
Oh,
it
yeah.
right off. Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, give it a try. Get figured out ACDC. Have a
That's
drink on me
insulting.
since we just had one on
There
you,
you
right?
go.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But he makes it look too easy though. Eh?
That's wicked, isn't it?
Oh,
It
yeah.
really is. But the band that he's in, like, I mean, you've seen the video, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But I was so caught up with watching him play last year for the first time, on stage. I seen him in Carbonear playing on stage, but he was much younger than he is now, and he blew the crowd away then.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But when I watched him, last year, playing at his own way, he was his own entertainment. Can you imagine? And the other band members were there, and I'm telling you, like, as good as he is, they were all equally as good. There was no weak link in the band.
Yeah, the boys are awesome.
I had to go.
play out here. Sorry.
Oh yeah, he played in a couple of bands locally, but
Yeah, I was really young then.
He
I
was young,
probably
like,
14 or 15.
I think it was probably the day after we took him out of diapers or something, you know?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
He waddled on down to Carbonear, down to the regatta, and he got up on this big stage. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, buddy, you had a rocking.
Oh, yeah.
He was up there, buddy, he was leaning into it. He didn't know it was Eric Clapton.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what we'll do. But yeah, the boys came through on the wedding. They had, oh, gee, it was hot that day. It must have been 35 degrees out.
That's right.
Wicked
That heat
humidity.
wave you're telling me
Oh,
about.
And I got all the boys to wear tuxes.
Yeah.
And then Mom and Dad never seen me play, like, with the
Yeah.
live with the band. So I thought, and Christian's family hasn't seen it. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to get the band ready. So in this 35-degree weather, we're setting up all of this big speakers and stuff.
In a tent where there's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
wind, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty good. But then when we got people dancing, Buddha, my lead singer, he didn't want to stop.
No.
I said, Buddha, man, we got to stop. It's my wedding, and I'm gonna get shot, man. He's like, oh, you know how it is, shorty. He's like, guys are, the girls are dancing.
Yeah.
He's like, we're not gonna stop with people
True,
dancing. He's like, just do five more or something.
You played for over 2 hours.
Yeah, I got in a little bit of trouble over that.
Yeah.
But it was okay.
Well, I taped it all.
Bylaw officer, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I taped it all, man. I'm going to tell you. And here I was trying to concentrate on getting the sound right. And he had this big speaker. It looked as big as a full-size van. And this is just the only place I could set up, but the sound turned out half decent.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
I was basically on one end of it, right? I should have been right in the middle of it. But
Yeah.
what a show. And then your drummer had a tie malfunction,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, we've
Couldn't
had
have tie off.
we've had some wardrobe malfunctions before.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What's that wood called?
This one here, so this guitar is actually made out of 3 different woods.
Stripe.
This is what they call curly maple. Well, I call it flame maple or tiger stripe. It's got a lot of different words, but if you were a wood builder, you'd call that curly maple. Yep, and then the back is actually mahogany. The neck actually the fingerboard would be ebony. So 3 different types of woods all together, yeah.
It changes color, like you said, eh? From
Yeah,
chopped
yeah.
in
Yeah,
here.
when you,
Yeah.
when you rotate it, it changes a lot.
It's a beautiful guitar. I mean, it's, and I mean, this thing too, there's no CNC equipment used in the building of these guitars.
No.
These guitars are literally hand built, one guitar at a time.
Yeah.
The mother of pearl is laid in there, and you even had your choice of the color of mother of pearl. When I ordered it, it was probably, it took 3 of us to actually build a guitar. It took Daniel to actually physically make it. Dennis had a lot of input in regards to what pickups went in it, and I wanted to have some bling, you know, like
Yeah.
I wanted the chrome or the gold,
Yeah.
and more so gold with a burgundy or a red color, and it really looks good,
does.
you know. Dennis, you suggested the black pickups,
Yeah.
and I think they go well there, because I think if they had to be gold,
yeah, too much.
it'd give it a little bit of cheapish look. It'd almost look like a rapper's guitar, but they
Lil
can't.
Wayne.
But they can't play, right?
The Pimp Daddy or something.
Yeah. So the next thing I'm out buying a pimped out Cadillac and throwing this on the back seat, right? It just don't look right, you know.
Purple and fuzzy with the, probably gonna jump too.
Oh yes, well, the hydraulic.
You need that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, me and Daniel work together on the neck joint as well, because typically on a standard set neck guitars, the neck will come down and then it'll just come out like a step and then go down like the ones we were looking at today along the McQuaid.
Yep.
But this one is molded more or less so that when your hand goes down in there, it's like a nice handshake, you know, everything's really smooth and comfortable. So when you're playing, I mean, just sitting here like this, I can still reach the 22nd fret.
Yeah. And I mean, like when I play with Ringo Starr's All-Star Band, like I need to be able to perform that particular
No, you
move.
have to have it down there.
Right, you really, you know.
Yeah, for when you need to go all the way to 11,
Yeah.
right?
And then you supply the beer to the rest of the band, and everybody thinks you sound good then. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it works perfect.
pretty much.
And even the audience,
Yeah,
right? Like it's an expensive night out, but you sound good.
he's got the locking tuners on there. Even the cavities are usually plastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he made them out of the mahogany as well.
yeah. He's quite the craftsman, there's no doubt
What's
about it.
locking tuner mean? Sorry, I know.
Oh, that's all right. So basically, if you turn this to the right, it'll tighten it. If you turn that to the left, it loosens. Okay. So what you do when you put your guitar string on is you feed it in through the hole, and you twist this righty tighty, and it locks it in place, and then you tune it up.
Adjustment.
So what happens is when you're playing your guitar and you do a big bend, what'll happen is when you're bending up, you're putting a lot of tension on, and sometimes the string can slip on the post. But when it's locked in place with that lock at the back, yeah, it won't go anywhere. I play 3-hour gigs with tuners like that, and I tune it up at the beginning of the night. I'm good.
Saves me a lot of embarrassment on stage too, right?
Little guitar tech.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that makes sense actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little faster for string changes too, because if you don't have the locks, then you got to do a whole lot of winds around there. There's a little tying technique you can do.
Now this thing too, like he's got his own designs in his guitar. Some makers have weaknesses built into their necks, right?
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
can crack.
yeah.
This one don't have that.
Yeah, I've got a guitar at home that I cracked off actually.
Yeah.
What you've got, so the construction of a neck, it has what's called a truss rod on the inside of it. It's a big metal rod, and when you take this plastic plate off here, you can put an Allen wrench in there, and if you turn it right, you're actually putting a nut, you're tightening a nut on a metal rod, and when you do that, it causes the neck to flex up or flex back. If it's tight, it flexes up. If it's loose, it flexes back. But there's a big hole in here. It doesn't go all the way through, as you can see. But because that rod runs down the middle, and there's a gap in here to put your tool, you've got very minimal wood here and minimal wood here.
So that's your weakness.
Yeah, and usually you have minimal wood at the back. But what he does, you see how there's that big bump at the back?
Yeah.
He calls that a volute. And he puts that on there, so that if the guitar does take a tumble, it's got all this extra meat back
Like
here.
a bump here, bumper.
And he's got it angled in such a way that it somehow diffuses the pressure and whatnot.
Yeah.
I never knew there was a metal rod down there.
Yeah. That's his design.
Well, the metal rod's not.
No, but
Every-
that neck is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
having this up there,
Yeah.
that's there are other guitars in the world that have it,
Yeah.
but not one that has this exact contour.
No.
Yeah.
And that particular guitar was built on his birthday.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the date next,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. But I've had guitars on stands, and you know the thing is sitting on the stand, and through no fault of your own, the stand tips over, and when the neck hits the front, because this is a lot of string tension. You got 100, over 100 pounds
Yeah.
with all these strings pulling on this little piece up here, and all it takes is just a little knock, and it cracks off. But that'll save it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pick something and see what you can do with it again.
Yeah. We got, Luke wanted to hear, I'll play a little clip for Luke.
I know, I'm here.
Hey, there's no denying that's a wicked riff though.
It's the screaming. I just
Screaming.
Yeah, but I'm not screaming.
No, I know, but I can still hear him screaming. It's a
Oh.
psychological thing.
Oh,
My therapist says I'm not allowed to even talk about it.
geez.
See, you guys
Well,
are.
Dennis and I talked about a band yesterday. I won't mention the name.
All right, here. See if you know this one then. You getting it?
Yeah, I'm getting some of it. But
It's a
see,
kiss. Lick it up.
No. Yeah. Oh, that's what this is talking.
it's easy talk.
Yeah. Right in
I
there.
love it. Now, I had to hear that. You left out the main part.
Oh, come on now. I don't want
You
to.
left out the main part.
Yeah, you don't leave it.
Yeah, but when you're trying to identify a song, you're used to all these other
Yeah,
instruments coming
yeah.
in. See, and sometimes, but you never sit down and just listen to the one instrument, right? And I don't even personally even know how you can play it without having
Yeah.
something behind
That's
you.
all hearing that cymbal of Zeppelin.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what your dad and I did? Just a quick story. When you were doing my stereo. No, we had yours installed.
Yeah.
And of course, I had to put my stereo and speakers.
Yeah,
We sat out in the lane with what? An hour listening to music.
here's his dash, completely apart.
Yeah.
There's wires and Bluetooth microphones and everything hanging down, and we happened to turn on. It must have been one of my USB
It
sticks.
was your USB, yeah.
And we start listening to a song.
Yeah.
And I'd say, "Can you tell me what it is?" And he'd guess it. Then we'd move on to the other one. And then he'd get stuck, and I'd give him a few hints or a bit of trivia about it.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, we're about an hour and a half sitting in the truck doing nothing.
Yeah.
Your dad's like, Jesus,
I said,
me
"Man,
now."
we gotta go to work." Yeah, and he's paying for it.
Yeah.
And he's loving it.
Right on.
You know, he knows his music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we've been through a lot. We know exactly what's going on
Yeah.
with regards to music, but when you played that last
Yeah.
Well, you
We
need
do.
trivia. You don't lead with the easiest clue. You
Okay,
just,
let-
you
well,
you
you
keep
know.
a couple in your pocket and you bring them out a little.
See,
So
folks-
now we have a personal guitarist that will do
Yeah, but see,
trivia.
folks, I got to fill them in on something, folks. I can't win here because the two of these guys, although they're not related, they're like brothers. They're all, for some reason, they're all on the same friggin' channel and on
True,
the
eh?
on the
Yeah.
one just off frequency. So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
just the way it is. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah, play something else.
See if we can get us.
All right. Boy's been saying I'm on a ZZ Top kick lately.
Yeah.
See if you ever heard this. I like this one. It's a little bit of a finger picking one.
Oh yeah. That's AC/DC's new one, isn't it?
That's more ZZ Top.
No, it's AC/DC. That's an AC/DC
Oh,
song.
they do have one that sounds similar to
Yeah,
that.
because they got their new one, a rocker bust. What does that sound like?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
because I haven't. It's not one of my favorite songs. I haven't really got into it, but I thought it was that.
Yeah, that's got 25 layers on my dresser.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's bluesy.
That's the get with the what else do I have there? You'd know. Or Luke would know this one. I know
Oh my god, I know it. Good point.
It's Sammy Hagar.
Oh.
Heavy metal.
Yeah. Jeez, yes.
Yeah, that one.
When he was just starting to get at guitars, so first of all, how did you get into guitars?
Oh man. Well, it's kind of a funny story because what originally happened is a friend of mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, a friend of mine actually played guitar because his older brother played, and what ended up happening is he wanted to form a band, and bass players were real hard to find, right? So I asked Dad. Yeah, I said, let's go up to the music center, CV Music that's here.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to play bass. So, because my buddy needed a bass player.
Yeah.
So he brings me up there, and Dad, not one to go through something without analyzing it real deeply. He looks at it and he goes, well, the guitar's got 6 strings, and he knew that because he had one years ago. Because the guitar's got 6 strings and the bass has got 4 strings. He said, well, what's that about? I said, well, clearly it's got to be easier to play, right?
That's
So he figured out. He said, oh, you're picking that because it's going to be easier to play, right?
That's what I said to him. Yeah.
So then he got, we had a couple of friends that played music in bands around here and stuff, and a couple of them had popped by the house. One of them worked up at the music store. And Dad would get him to play the bass, and he's like boom, 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 boom. And then Dad would say, all right, play a different song. And it was this one to go boom, 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 boom. And then he get the lead guitar player out there, and the lead guitarist starts, playing some really cool stuff. He would, that kind of thing. And I said, that's what I want to do right there. Want to play lead. And encouraging a young man, he says, yeah, girls are going to like the lead guitarist more than the bassist anyways, right?
Yeah. And I also told you too, I said, don't do anything because you think it's easy.
Yeah.
Do something because you love it. Because whatever you take up now, you're probably going to want to do it for the rest of your life.
True.
And he did.
Yeah, so Dad bought me a Squier Stratocaster and a practice amp, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, you had borrowed an old Maserati
Oh yes,
guitar
yeah.
that used to completely go out of tune when you'd shake it.
Yeah. If you played a 3-minute song at the 1.5 minute mark, you were going to retune it.
Yeah. That's true. It was really
It was from the 60s.
It was a miserable old guitar. So I said to him, I didn't want to invest anything in him until I knew he was committed to this, right? So I said, well, I'll tell you what to do. And you keep on practicing. You get better. And if I feel you're getting better, I will buy you a good guitar. So anyway, we went out and we bought a Fender Strat.
Yeah, USA Strat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We bought a Squier.
Yeah.
We bought a Squier.
That's right. Yeah. After I borrowed the Maz, right?
Yeah. And he bought a Squier and did you get another amp with it? No.
Oh yeah, you bought me a bunch of amps.
Okay. So anyway,
a bunch of amps.
but he really got good with this Fender Squier. Now the Fender Squier is the real low end of a Fender Strat, right? So anyway, one day he comes home from school and he says, Dad, the music store up there got an American Strat. And I said, go on. By this time, he was really, really knocking out the tunes. He was so good, in fact, at the time, that I would come home from work, this is before we even had the business, and I would be taking off my work boots in the back porch, and I would hear a song. And I'd say, Dennis, what CD are you playing? He said, I'm not playing the CD, Dad, I'm playing guitar. So anyway, I couldn't believe it. So I watched you for I don't know how long. They had band practices out in the garage, and they were all doing good. I used to tease them because heavy metal was in big time then. And of course, I would never call it heavy metal in front of his friends. I would call it sheet metal. I said, Buzz, are you guys playing sheet metal music? And he'd get right upset. Damn, it's heavy metal. It just wasn't cool, right?
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
That was embarrassing, right? And of course, I played that for what it was worth, right?
You're trying to be cool out there, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
So anyway, he said there's an American Strat up there. Anyway, so we went up and the price of it was, well, that's back how many years ago?
Oh my God.
That's 21 years ago.
It was probably 95 or 96.
Yes, yep. And anyway, so we went up and we looked at it. And as a matter of fact, they didn't even want anybody to play it.
No, they had the glass case up there.
glass case.
Oh,
This was a
Most of
really,
them are Mexican now.
this
Yeah.
was a top of the line thing, right? American Strat. Anyway, I said, Dennis, that's just crazy. It's too much money, right? So anyway, he went over to school, and so I got thinking that night and talking to his mother. Said, you know what? He deserves a good guitar. If you put the right instrument in his hand, a good quality instrument, technically it should increase his playing.
Something fired up.
Now that's the dash of that Mustang. On the hour it starts the engine.
Oh, right on.
So anyway, we went up and I negotiated a deal. Making a long story short, I negotiated a deal with the owner and we bought the guitar. He didn't know. So anyway, knew the guys who worked up there as well. So anyway, I said, restring it, wax it, whatever it takes, get it ready. And we had a plaque made up to put inside a little compartment in the case. And it said, this guitar is especially for Dennis Short, right? And anyway, so Dennis comes home from school. I knew the guitar was ready up there. So I said to Dennis, I said, that guitar's still up there? He said, I don't know. And I said, well, you should go up, for something to do, just have a look. And he was all for it, because he said, maybe he'd let me try it, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we go up, and Gerard was up there then.
That's
Gerard
right,
said, boy, he said, it's here, but it's sold. And I could see the look on his face, man. It was something awful.
There wasn't a lot of them coming through town.
No.
Yeah.
So anyway, we went up, and Gerard, I said, look, I'll bring it out and show you. But he said, it is sold, so I'd rather you didn't pick at it too much. And when he opened it up, man, it was absolutely beautiful the way he had it done. He said, Dennis said, can I pick it up? And Gerard said, oh yes, yeah, you can pick it up. So he picked it up, and I said, what's in the compartment? Because I wanted him to see the name tag, eh? Dad, that's just for putting picks and strings.
Yeah, I want to look at the guitar.
Like I'm almost in his way. Like I'm asking a stupid question. Why ask about the case when the guitar is here, right? Well, I said, I came up to have a look at it with you. I suppose I can ask a question. So when he popped it up, he saw the name. And he kept looking at it. And he looked across the counter and he said, is this mine?
Yeah.
And I said, apparently so. And I'll never forget what you did. You put the guitar down and you walked out by the door for a minute.
Yeah.
And he came in and he said, can I take this home now? And I said, yes. And he took the guitar and he came home. And he played that guitar for 3 or 4 hours every day for years.
Yeah, it was my main guitar for 15 or 16 years.
Yeah. You even called it a name, eh?
Yeah, Susie.
Susie.
Yeah.
Still have her?
Oh yeah, still
Oh,
I
yeah,
still
That's
play
what
it.
she's worth now, eh?
Oh,
Not only that, not only did we buy the guitar, Chris Griffiths in St. John's, who started building his own guitars and became very well known throughout the world for quality guitars, he got to know Chris really well. So we used to bring the guitar in, give the guitar to Chris, and Chris would customize it.
Oh, yeah?
So it went beyond and above
Yeah.
any other Strat that was ever in the world. And today he still has it and it's in perfect condition.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, aside from my regular weird, but
Yeah,
no,
that's
I
right.
haven't dragged it behind the car or anything, but it gets scratched from your buckle,
but you know where every scratch
Yeah,
comes from.
on my frets, I'm almost going to need to do a fret level on it.
Oh, yeah?
Because down here where you're recording and playing all the time, there's little divots, getting built up in, not on this
Really,
one,
eh?
this is new, but yeah, I've played the other one, so.
Mexico. Hecho in Mexico.
Well, actually, they made them in Mexico and they weren't bad.
No, they were
Yeah,
good.
that's
I
why
like
they're
the
not
Chinese
bad.
ones,
Yeah, oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
but
know
there
they
was
were
a
good.
Japanese one out that was even more expensive than the American Strat.
Yeah, Japanese is good. They build good stuff.
The Japanese build great stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
Exactly the same guitar to look at, but let's see if my mic is still working. Yeah, exactly the same guitar to look at, but just made in Japan, written on the headstock.
Yeah.
And it was really, really something else, wasn't it, Dennis?
Yeah.
It was top quality. There's no doubt about it. Just making sure, folks, that the battery don't go dead in the transmitter, because I didn't charge up the batteries there. They've been there all summer.
Oh, yeah. Like me and Luke went to the firing range. I took the camera out. I took 2 pictures and the battery died.
Yeah.
But when I was out in Petawawa and I turned on, the battery was full. But I haven't used it for a few months.
No.
I don't know. Must have jet lag or something.
Yeah. But yeah, so I keep monitoring the batteries. See, we're a very low budget production company. Like I kind of got to do the mechanic work and the design and the fabrication, and I got to kind of do like the filming sometimes. Then I got to kind of do the editing, and then I got to do the uploading, And then everybody emails Mom and says, well, you did some job on that last video. Remember, buddy came here from the States?
South Africa, wasn't it?
Yeah, he came here and he said, this guy came in, remember he was sitting down, he was an Air Force guy.
Yeah.
And he said, man, Kathy, you do some job with that. I'm sitting there looking like an idiot, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it must be how Kristen feels, because she puts together the hamburger patties with the special spices and the onions. Everything's very fancy, right? She puts everything together with that, and then she puts together a real nice salad and a fresh fruit floating in a jug of water so that it's extra refreshing.
Yeah.
And then, bakes a cake with icing and everything on it. I sit outside, drink beer, and flip the hamburgers twice.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey,
What a great meal.
yeah, great meal, man.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, you knocked this one out of the park.
Yeah, wicked.
What's that note that it's like a scream? Wow.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the Zach. That's
yeah.
your Zach signature, I call it.
Yeah. So
Zach Wild, he does the same thing.
So what you do is when you hold your pick, if you're playing hit the foot switch. If you're playing typically, you're just holding the pick like that, like real far up. You see how I'm holding it? And you're just strumming. So when you're playing rock, what I do is I choke up on it, and the only thing that you can see from the pick is that little tip. And when I play, you got to hit the pick and then hit it off the skin of your thumb at the same time. So then when you actually, they call it a pinch harmonic. So if you just hit it normally, but if I pinch it when at the same time, you can hit it.
What I'm thinking about is
Oh
what
yeah,
Zach does right in his stuff. That's the one I'm thinking about.
oh no, well the one Luke, I think that was the one Luke was talking about.
Was it?
I think,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
That kind of thing. And if you get yourself a little bit more, not volume, but a little bit more just distortion,
Yeah.
then it brings them out a little bit, but it's playing more classic. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then there's other tricks you can do. One of the ones I'll do up on, if I have a whammy bar, and I can hit that and then dive down with the whammy bar, it loses, it drops its pitch.
Yeah.
But one of the other tricks I'll do is I'll come up here and I'll go, that kind of thing, right? So it sounds, when you're playing it. It sounds like it's dropping pitch, eh? So if you don't have a whammy bar, you can kind of cheat it that way,
Yeah.
And it's really not that hard. All I'm doing is just doing a hammer on and a pull off. So you take your right hand and you put it here on your 12th fret, and then when I'm hitting, like that, all I'm doing is sliding down. You got to do it in two. You just can't go anywhere on the neck and do it. You got to know which notes you're supposed to be hitting. But yeah, that's one of the little tricks. And when people see you on stage and you're doing that kind of thing, and then you got a little bit of style, and they think you're doing something crazy.
Yeah.
Is that sort of what Eddie does?
Yes, Eddie Van Halen. He does something more tapping. Like he'll do. Not something I really got into a whole lot of in that respect. That kind of thing. Now Eddie does it. He starts up here and he goes all the way down and on. But I have to work for a living, right? So I don't get to do that.
What about Thunderstruck's a pretty tough one. I used to hear you playing Thunderstruck a lot. Have you played it lately?
Oh gosh, it's been years.
He used to have that down nailed down pat.
Yeah. There was a time I could play it just one-handed, and then you can kind of throw up the hands, and do the show-off bit, right? But because it's been a while, what I do for the tapping and pull-off is I mute these two strings down here.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can remember it. You'll do that for a bit, and then been thunderstruck. Yeah.
Wow, eh?
You know, like it was absolutely amazing to come home and see and hear. Like I would just sit at the top of the stairs and just listen because I didn't want to interrupt it, but it was really a treat. What I didn't like about it all, and I'll be honest with you, is he got into the sheet metal music first, right? And he was playing this like for a couple of years. And then I kept saying, you know, why don't you just play some more like old rock? And no, Dad, I don't want to talk about it and all this. But something weird happened. My CDs started to disappear. I would come out to get CDs, to be gaps. And I mean, everything I have, as you know, it's pretty well organized. And all I had to do was look and see gaps. And of course, Mr. Musician was taking my CDs and practicing. So he branched, he got away from the sheet metal music and he graduated to some good old rock and roll.
There you go.
Classic stuff.
Well, Slash apparently, Sweet Child of Mine, that was just his warm-up, eh?
Yeah, Slash didn't, I read his book and he apparently didn't even want to release that song because it sounded like a circus.
Yeah.
A circus song. You know, when you go to the tip and you hear that.
That's on a loop in my head all the time.
But that's coming from a guy who wears a top hat and no face.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the hair down over there, you don't even know there's a head in there.
Yeah.
Right? And he's worried about looking like, sounding like it's something from a circus.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah, it's hippotwipical.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played that one.
Yeah?
See if I can remember it. Let's see. You guys are bringing out all the hard ones. I thought it was going to be easy. I think I'd play 2 Led Zeppelins.
Yeah, that's right. Never done.
Yeah, I would have rehearsed.
Still no buttons. See you
There we go. Nope.
The boys got a little bit of an advantage over you though, because they're playing that 365 times a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I used to play probably an hour to 2 hours every day, but then I got in with the band about 4 years ago and I had to learn 50 songs in a matter of a couple of weeks.
Oh, I remember when you had to do that. You were under a lot of stress there.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah.
And then after that, we usually play 4 or 5 gigs a month, 2 practices.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a lot of time to sit downstairs. Years ago, not even that long ago, I'd sit down and put the whole Appetite for Destruction album in, and I'd play the whole thing front to back, no stopping.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to that now. I'm looking forward to the winter when I don't have as much projects and things to do.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it all comes in time. I mean, we all got busy lives. Not everybody can afford to sit down and spend 2 or 3 hours a day now, with a career and,
What?
You could.
But
I'm impatient. I can't learn it.
I don't feel bad about it because, if one of the guys, like we've played songs we played Paradise City one night with the band. We had a guest singer come up and he does Axl Rose Wicked, right?
Yeah.
So we had to get, so he wanted to come up and do Paradise City, and during a 10-minute break I sat down and learned it again.
Yeah.
And then we played it again front to back, right? So anything I learned before, I can remember it after a couple of trial runs at it.
Well, there's, how many different songs do you have in your mental catalog? I mean, there's probably hundreds.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to go back. I mean, everybody practices.
Well,
sure, Elton John has been up there, sure, playing piano, sure, and missed chords and got astray. And I mean, now they need teleprompters now just to remember the lyrics.
Yeah.
I mean, really, when you think about all all the music that these people have produced, how can they possibly even remember their own stuff?
Brad and I were talking about something similar just the other day about how they sound good, but like you were just saying, they play that song like every second
Well,
night for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
That's gotta get boring after a while, though.
Yeah, even playing the songs that we do get boring after a while.
Really?
And we have to
Yeah.
freshen up with some new ones. And,
But-
but then, you know, you got 4 guys trying to learn all new songs that all
Yeah.
have lives and
Yeah.
things to try and do with. But
Well, I remember looking at a show about the Eagles, and I can remember Randy Meisler, right?
yeah,
And they said that he went to one show one night, and his signature song for the Eagles was "Take It to the Limit." He was the only one that could reach those highs, right? And he just said one night, "I'm not playing it anymore."
yeah,
And Glenn Fry said, "You got to play it." There's been people who spend major dollars to come here just to hear that song, and he wouldn't play it. Had to go.
yeah,
You know, I mean, it's your bread and butter songs, right?
yeah.
Radiohead and Creep, they won't play that anymore.
Yeah,
That's the only, pretty much the only song I know of
Yeah.
Radiohead.
yeah,
But no,
yeah.
You
it's
know,
a little much though. But Eagles have a large repertoire.
Well,
but
yeah.
you're right, I didn't
Well,
think
they
of it that
are-
way, but some people paid money just to hear that song.
Well, Tom Cochran always said when he was with Red Rider, when he quit that, he said he'd never play Lunatic Fringe ever again. Because he said it was a song about suicide. And he said he would never play it again. But I mean, there was just that much demand for it that he had to play it again.
I thought it was, okay.
Yeah. So.
That's a good tune, man.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
The way that starts off, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's classic.
Yeah.
Classic. So yeah, so it's been, you've had an interesting career. So now, how did you get discovered by the band?
Oh, that's funny. So my brother's having a, they call them a stag and doe up in Ontario. I don't know if they call it the same thing down here, but they have games, and you toss a toonie towards a bottle of rum or something. Whoever gets the toonie closest wins it, right?
Yeah.
So you're trying to raise money for your wedding and things. So I'm over there and I'm setting things up. I'm wearing a Marshall Amplifiers t-shirt, like the fridge here and the other amp we're playing through, and a friend of my brother's happened to be there, and he brought his other buddy. He kind of crashed the party, but he was a cool guy. He was spending money and stuff, so who cares, right? That's what it's all about. So the party crasher there comes up to me, and excuse me, he comes up and he sees me. He's like, "Oh, Marshall T-shirt, huh? You're a guitar player?" And he's saying it kind of funny to me, I'm like, "Yeah, I play guitar." He's like, "I play bass." I said, "Yeah, that's a cool story, bro." kind of thing. And we chatted back and forth a little bit, and long story short, they had insurance at the front table, and then you had to put a toonie into it, and if you didn't buy the insurance, you had to eat the goldfish. So this guy didn't buy the fish insurance. He refused to eat the goldfish at first, so I enforced the rule. But I bought him a shot of tequila to fire it down with, right?
Oh, okay.
So after that, we struck up another conversation, of which I don't remember much of it. But it was probably 3 or 4 weeks after that party.
Yeah.
I had recorded a guitar solo at home down in the basement. Anybody that's seen my guitar videos know where I do that there down in the basement. So I posted it up on YouTube and I posted it up on Facebook, and that's something that I don't usually do, put it on Facebook, because a lot of people on my friends list don't care on there.
Yeah.
Because none of them, any of my guitar friends are watching YouTube with me. So long story short, this friend of my brother's sees the video, likes it, and he sends the door crasher guy there. He says, "Hey, you need to check out this guy, man. He plays really good." And he's the guy from the party, the Marshall T-shirt guy. He plays really good.
Yeah.
So I'm walking my dog with Kristen, and the phone rings, my cell phone. And I look at the number. I don't recognize the number, and nobody calls me. And I'm the type of guy that, I'm gonna know who's calling me, right? Answer the phone, like, "Hello." And everybody calls me Shorty, right, up at the base. And he says, "Is this Shorty?" I'm like, "Yeah, who's this?" He said, "It's Swanee." I said, "Is this a crank call or what?" He's like, "No, man." He said, "Is that you playing in the video, in the music video? You posted the solo?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's me playing." He said, "Do you always play like that?" I said, "Yeah, sometimes I play better than that."
Yeah.
Usually it's up to that standard.
Yeah.
And he said, "We're looking for a lead guitarist in our band, Age of Atomic." And I'd actually heard of the band. I'd been out and seen them a couple of times. He said, "Here's an address." I said, "I'm going to text you the address. You just show up around 7:30, bring your guitar, and come for a tryout and meet the guys." That was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been hanging out with the guys ever since.
Yeah. And they think the world of them.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. Love
Yeah.
those guys.
So they're not military?
Nope.
Hmm.
Nope. No,
Cool.
not military.
But they all stood up to him in his wedding, and
Yeah, they're all in a wedding.
just
and-
like all brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You have to be tight, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we're playing tomorrow night actually.
Wow.
Yeah, playing tomorrow night, and we're playing Saturday night, and I'm not even sure where we're playing.
He's
I
getting up at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, flying to Ontario, driving to Petawawa, getting geared up for this little concert, I guess you'd call it, and then he's gonna play into the wee hours of the morning.
Jeez.
That probably won't be done till 2 or 3 in the morning.
So I mean, he's got a rock star life.
Yeah,
doesn't he?
yeah. I was
Yeah.
trying to think of something there. But
Yeah.
rock and roll.
Yeah, so I'm kind of on tour, I guess, tonight. Tomorrow, yeah.
It's only rock and roll, but he likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta text the guys, I guess, and find out what time or where I'm supposed to be. I'm sure it's in one of the texts I received, but I don't remember.
Okay, play us something else here, huh?
Yeah.
Play us something we all would know, or people at home would know. You got anything by CCR or?
I got a couple of tricks. Let's see here. Since you brought it up there on the other thought. That's it.
Take it easy. Okay, hang on.
Yeah, you know.
Now, I'm gonna find out just how good he is. I got a test for you.
Probably not that good because I don't know a lot of the old
I got a
songs.
test for you. Can you play that backwards?
Oh,
What?
I don't know.
That's the true test of a musician. See if he can play that tune backwards.
Well, I'll see what I can do. Jeez, I never did this before.
Oh, Christ.
Man,
Oh,
this is
Jesus,
harder
I mean-
than it looks, I'm telling you.
I walked right into
How's it sound?
Perfect, man! Just like it was the other way.
Yes.
I was thinking it's got to be the same sequence. Well,
Well,
I
that's
thought you were picking up your pick. I thought I didn't see him drop it. And I was like, oh no, I just walked right into it.
Anyway, folks, we're going to cut this one it. Now we're going to call it it. We just wanted to have a little video with the three of us together and just show you what the boy can do. He happens to be 50% of my life's greatest accomplishment. The other 50% is the guy who handcrafted the guitar. And we wanted to share this video with the very best friend that I have, which is Luke.
Yeah.
And your best friend as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So folks, that's it. Dennis is going bye-bye tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And
Peeling out.
peeling out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been here a week, but it went so
I know,
fast.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I could do another week, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like boom.
Yeah.
It's the type of company, like him and his wife, it's the type of company that, you know, when you get company, somebody says they're coming for a week, you almost break out in a rash.
You feel the week.
Oh, you feel the week, like,
Yeah.
you know, you're almost thinking about giving them the keys and just leaving home, right?
Yeah.
But with Dennis and his wife, you keep saying to yourself, how come they're only coming for a week? You know?
That's what Sam said.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was a blast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, you and Sam were so good to him when they were here. I mean, you've had him into St. John's, you've had him to the shooting range, which there will be a video on. So
That was fun, man.
Yeah. Luke brought me to Target so I can show Kristen I actually hit something.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so hearing the video, when you start watching it,
Yeah.
the specialized shooting form,
Yeah.
he was like, I have no worries if I'm walking in that area.
Folks, I'm going to tell you something. We're dealing with two military guys here. So I'm not going to be responsible for any bad language. I don't know if anything was said, and if there was, I'm not responsible. So I'll probably, did you happen to cuss or anything?
Oh, I know I did.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
bad
So
for-
I'll put up
Yeah.
a little warning there, and just make sure that nobody got any kids at home watching.
But the audio's not very good because it's in that GoPro case.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had my earplugs in, so we could have
Yeah.
been telling each other off. I wouldn't have known the difference. Couldn't hear anything.
So anyway, we're going to say goodbye to the folks, you guys at home. Thanks for watching. little insight about what's going on with the guitars and Dennis, and you got a chance to see Luke, because everybody's been asking about Luke.
Yeah.
Really, they have.
I like seeing Luke in the videos too.
Yeah, I get you all. I mean,
Well, you've been hurt too, though.
well, I've been injured. Yeah, we've had a little bit of a break from doing a lot of videos. I had a real bad back. I had X-rays on my foot. I got a spur on my heel. It's basically like walking on a sharp piece of glass. I'm getting better. My back is pretty well, I would say 95% better.
Good.
And there for a while, I didn't think I was going to work again. So we're just, I'm on ease back type of thing, right?
Other than that, you're in condition now.
Yeah, other than that, I'm in perfect condition.
Yeah.
You know, and you can tell like I'm bodybuilding and everything is growing, not in proportion, but you know, it's growing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We're in some form of shape.
Yeah, we're in some form of shape, and I know that I still have a pulse.
Yeah.
So there's still hope.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Yeah. So folks, you guys take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video, and take care and God bless. And boys, you can say goodbye as well.
Yeah, take care, guys. Thanks for joining us on our little journey through time here.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm going to put Dennis's. Dennis got a YouTube channel as well. I'm going to put his channel link on the video description, and if anybody haven't subscribed, please do so, because the young fella likes to see as many subscribers come over and visit him as he can get, and we would definitely appreciate it, wouldn't we?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
As they did in the past.
Yeah, it was really surprising last time we had a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, you got hundreds of new subscribers.
Yeah.
Well, you were saying to me, you're wondering what the heck's happening here. Like every time it was beeping through, you're getting message after
Yeah,
message.
because I was
right?
talking to you on Facebook Messenger, and I couldn't type because the
He got sunbombed.
I said, what the heck?
And I didn't tell him we were going to do it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so all these subs started to come in. It was quite funny, actually. And oh, by the way, there's going to be a little bit of a bonus video behind this video. And Dennis and I visited a music shop today in the city, and Dennis sat down with a $5,000 guitar and picked at it a little bit. So it was just some iPhone footage. What are we going to do?
I'm going to go have a look at some guitars.
Look at some guitars. So this will be a bit of bonus footage that we'll put on next video.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool, let's go for it.
Turn that down. That's how he gets that, the tremolo effect.
Oh yeah.
Make the sound. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, totally not used to playing something so classic sounding.
Yeah.
Usually it's all the heavy metal, you know?
Sheet metal,
Yeah.
not heavy metal.
Yeah, you gotta totally play differently on this.
Yeah. That's one like you have?
This is exactly. No, I got some mods done on mine.
Oh yeah.
But I should.
They should have put more buttons on it.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Now, master's down. That one. And you got there. There.
Yeah, that sounds more like you.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the stuff I usually do. Yeah, that's more like my sound, isn't it?
Panama?
Yeah. I mean, figures I'm playing it through the amp, I know.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? You know Sammy Hagar?